Hello and welcome to a special episode of the Regen Racing Podcast. I'm your host Dino, and this time, no Nath, but we do have a special guest, Chris Soulsby, Motorsport Monday. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Very, very glad to be on.
Yeah, thank you for coming at such short notice. I noticed that the time difference is not kind.
Yeah, it's 11:30 at night here, so it's going to be a late one. It's going to be a late one, but I'm glad to be on.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries.
Firstly, I guess a little bit about Motorsport Monday. What is it? Do you follow a lot of Formula E?
So I am Motorsport Monday's Formula E editor. I've been writing for the magazine for the past year, and we are one of the largest motorsport magazines in the world.
Wow.
So we have a UK edition, South African edition, and US edition, and I run Formula E coverage for them.
That's incredible. Yeah, I'm on the mailing list, so
brilliant.
There's some very good articles, and yeah, I mean, it's incredible. How often do you guys do it?
So we're a weekly magazine. We get published every Monday morning. This week's issue 296 for the UK, I believe it is, was our last issue of the year, but we will be back at the start of January for a full season of racing once more. So I'm very, very excited for that, obviously, and looking forward to the new season and for it to start. Well, continue.
Perfect. Alrighty. So I'm not sure if you've listened to many of our episodes, but what we do to start the show is something a little bit different called Media of the Week, where we just look at something we've been listening to, playing, or watching over the past wee while for our listeners to check out. So my one this week is Coast, New Zealand.
Okay, right.
So historian Neil Oliver, and he has brought on quite a few local experts because he is clearly not a Kiwi.
Okay.
But he looks at the coastline and specific towns and regions throughout New Zealand. So good if any listeners out there are coming to New Zealand, they'll know where to go on holiday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so check that out. It's very, very cool. Now, jumping right into the news. Neil Yarni has been announced as the first Porsche Formula E team driver. Okay, so he's back. Have you heard much about him recently?
So Neil, I actually saw at the Zurich Ipace. I didn't get a chance to talk to him, but I saw him about. Obviously, he left Dragon at the end of the Hong Kong Ipace. So he's back with Porsche. Very exciting, I would say. Raced with them in WEC for a few seasons, up until the end of last year, I believe. So I'm very excited to see him, actually. So yeah.
Do you think that the circumstances around his Hong Kong, I mean, Dragon was well off the pace, 18th place finishes.
Yes. So
is he better than that?
I would say absolutely. I mean, Neil Yarni is a world-class driver, arguably one of the best in the world in my eyes. I think he's fantastic. And when I heard that he was racing for Dragon in Season 4, I was genuinely thrilled to hear that. And then when he left, obviously after the 2 rounds, I was quite disappointed. But with Dragon last season, they did have a lot of knockbacks. So they lost their technical partner in Faraday Future, which hurt them.
Yeah, I forget about that actually. Faraday Future, I'm hearing about them a lot on EV News Daily, and their struggles and how they just looking for more funding and really just it's
I've heard that they're in a very bad situation right now, which is it's unfortunate, but
yeah,
it's very hard to break into the industry, obviously.
So are you're genuinely excited about his appointment?
I'm absolutely thrilled about Neil Yarni joining the series. I think very good signing and very good driver. So absolutely can't wait to see what he can do.
I guess while we're on Porsche and their entry, who would you expect to see in that second seat? I mean, there's a few, and obviously Brendan Hartley, the Kiwi.
Yes.
He has recently, announced he's a Porsche factory driver. Do you think he would be in the running?
I think Brendan Hartley, absolutely. I think he's probably one of the main candidates for that second seat. I know that he has said that he has unfinished business in Formula One, but I've also read comments from Brendan saying, Formula E is definitely something that I would want to consider. And personally, I think it'd be a very good fit in that second seat.
Yeah, I really do too, and it would obviously be nice to have two Kiwis in Formula E. So yeah, I mean, Nath, my co-host, and I are all for it. So yeah.
So hopefully we'll see him in there. We won't find out for a while, though, I would imagine.
No, I don't think so.
Unfortunately, no.
That's all right.
It's one to watch.
Now, we'll move into the events that happened in the past weekend. So the Ipace eTrophy. Did you watch this one?
I did, and I reported on it. You can read that in Motorsport Monday.
Perfect.
Very exciting times for the Jaguar Ipace eTrophy. Formula E has its own official support series now. The first electric production car series as well, I believe. So it was a historic occasion for Jaguar.
Yeah, it was a big day, obviously, to see the cars, and obviously Jaguar wants to see them all running. I mean, it would have been a bit of a catastrophe if they'd broken down, or things weren't going to plan. But it was incredible. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very important weekend for them. The Ipace eTrophy car is identical to the actual Ipace car that's on the road at the moment, just stripped back. So very good for the championship.
And the Kiwi, Simon Evans, predicted by Nathan and I. Obviously, we don't know many of the other drivers, but Sergio Jimenez in second. What a move in the closing stages on Brian Sellers.
It was stunning, wasn't it? Up the inside of turn 14 in the penultimate lap, if I remember correctly.
I mean,
it was a fantastic overtake.
Those cars are quite wide, and you have to get your elbows out in those particular cars. I mean, they look built like a tank. So, I mean, you can afford to do that, obviously, but yeah. What a move. What a move.
It was fantastic. I mean, Sergio really was. He was shaping up Brian for most of the race. I mean, the top three were running in formation for most of the 25 minutes, from what I remember.
Yeah, that's right.
And, someone had to make a move, and Sergio was the one.
Yeah. So there was no qualifying due to the rain in the middle of the desert, which we'll also talk about in the Formula E bit that we're going to focus on next. But that meant that Catherine Legg was a wee way down the field, and also Alice Powell as well. So they actually did a really good job. Alice Powell finishing fifth.
Yes. Yeah, so obviously the lack of qualifying really, really, really did harm a few drivers in the Ipace eTrophy. So for Catherine, with RLL, the Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan Racing Squad, she wanted to be up there. She would have been wanting to be at the front of the pack, and I think she started in 8th. So that obviously really harmed her race. But as for Alice Powell, that was her first time behind the wheel of a race car in 3 years, I believe.
Incredible. I'd sign her up straight away.
And that was stunning. Absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
She fought through the field, 2 overtakes on, let me think, I want to say Alisai and someone else, but absolutely stunning from her. She won the Pro-Am category.
Yeah, well deserved.
Really
well
good.
deserved.
Very, very, very well deserved.
And I think she is probably my driver of the day, to be honest.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you there. I think she was on it like a car bonnet.
Yeah.
To use a little saying, but
yeah,
absolutely fantastic.
And the fastest lap going to Catherine Legg. She was absolutely flying in the later stages as well.
She was really, really throwing the car around at the end of the race, and quite right. So she was going for it. Now I can't wait to see what Catherine can do this year. We saw her contest IMSA this season throughout 2018, so very exciting.
Yeah, for a support series, it is well on the way to becoming a must watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Be nice to see a few more cars on the grid, but hopefully we'll see that in a few rounds' time, and see it grow.
Absolutely. So there was only 12 cars. I'm sure there'll be quite a few more for the next race.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Okay, Formula E. and we'll talk about fan boost. I mean, this was Stoffel Van Dorn. When I first looked at it, he had over 50% of the vote. It ended up that he had 35.5, and then it went down to 13.49 for Felipe Massa, and then just above 7 for the other three. So obviously 7% looks like that magical number.
Yes.
Will Stoffel Van Dorn get fan boost in every single race?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think Stoffel's a very popular driver. He's just come from McLaren in Formula One, and he's got a massive, massive fan base. And we've been seeing him plug the fan boost throughout the run up to the race. Obviously, famously in practice too. I think it was putting his the actual fan boost voting system in front of the TV camera and asking people to vote for him.
Well,
But
it certainly worked.
it did certainly work. Yeah, or 35.5% of the vote. But I think we will see Stoffel with fan boost in most, if not all, races this season.
I think the official hashtag was Van Boost, which works perfectly. So, yeah.
That fits very well. Fits very well.
Now, Nath, he's never voted in Fan Boost. He's not a fan. I love it. I think it's great. In this one, we didn't see Jev. We didn't see Buemi. And
Yes.
really, a bit of a topsy turvy sort of crew, apart from obviously, Apt and Degrassi, who seem to frequently get it. Is this a good thing?
I think the more unpredictable fan boost is, the better. Last season we saw Luca Filippi pop into the top three on occasion. I think it was for.
Yeah, I love Filippi.
I want to say the first race of the season. But I think the more unpredictable fan boost is, the better. I mean, we saw Buemi not inside the top 5, or Jev. Apt is a regular appearance in fan boost. He had 11 fan boosts in 12 races last year, I believe.
Yeah, it's just getting to the
insane
point.
Insane.
Yeah. Very good. Okay, so that was the fan boost. Qualifying. A bit interesting in qualifying. Both of the official practice sessions were cancelled due to the rain, which I think it was said that the commentary, only 3 days on average per year that they get rain in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, apparently so.
So, unlucky. But, so that meant there was no Super Bowl shootout. So it was just your best lap, bank it, done.
Yeah.
And Costa comes out on top.
Yes, he did.
Stunning lap. Absolutely stunning.
It was a very quick lap. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Dillman was unlucky. He decided to do quite a few more laps and disregard the rules, as well as Oliver Turvey.
Yeah, I think he did 10 in total. Total of 10 laps.
Yeah, no wonder he
10
got
flyers.
second there.
Yeah. So, no, I think Costa did an exceptional job to get on pole. Obviously, we saw him top pre-season testing for Andretti, BMW I Andretti.
Yeah.
But very exciting times ahead. I think it was 0.165 seconds separating him from Dillman, but obviously we saw Dillman get excluded from the final result and start last. But yeah, I think it was very interesting to watch, especially with the 2 groups instead of the 4. I expected the second group, as did many, to go a lot faster given the drying conditions, but that was not the case.
No, it wasn't. I'm pleased to see the Dragon car up there. Obviously, Dragon really struggling last year. So Jose Maria Lopez, that was a stunning lap also.
Fortunate for Max Gunther, who made his debut this weekend, crashing in Group B.
Yeah, no, that was unfortunate.
Never mind. Yeah.
And the Audi cars, they were nowhere. This is this is looking bleak, and hopefully the testing afterwards will sort them out a little bit, because it was telling.
I mean, we saw neither Degrassi or Apt inside the top 10 in qualifying, and then Degrassi was later excluded from the final result, along with Sam Bird and Robin Friends, who are using Audi powertrains this season. So it isn't looking great at the moment for the reigning champions, but I think, being Audi, they can very easily turn it round. I mean, last season we saw them very much struggle in the first 3 or 4 races. I mean, Degrassi didn't secure points until Mexico City.
Yeah.
Then got 7 podiums on the trot.
I don't think you can ever count Degrassi or Audi out. So
No, absolutely not.
okay, into the race. This was an absolute cracker. This
It was very good.
it definitely stood up to expectation in my eyes. Anyway, I mean, there are a few people that were a bit disappointed about the commentary and just ironing out all those little things, but I reckon it was an amazing spectacle.
Yeah.
So pole for Costa. So he gets the extra 3 points for pole position. The fastest lap for Andre Lotterer. And if you have a look at the Tachitas, both in the 1 minute 12s. So Jev with a 1:12.750 is his fastest lap, and Lotterer 1:12.591. That's quick.
Mm-hmm. That's very, very, very fast compared to the others. Da Costa with a 1:13.265, and he was our race winner, obviously.
Yeah, that's still pretty fast, but I think
Yeah.
had the Cheetah guys not got the penalties, that would have been a 1-2.
I think it would have been a slam dunk 1-2, absolutely. I mean, we saw Jev on the back of Da Costa at the end of the race, just over 0.4 of a second at the finish line, and that is thoroughly impressive in my eyes. I think it's quite clear that DS Techeetah are probably the team to beat this season.
Yeah, it's definitely looking that way.
Mm-hmm.
So Mortara had a problem and went straight on into the barrier at the first or second corner. He did reverse out, but that was pretty much him done. Felix Rosenquist had a problem, which is disappointing on his return because I think he was running pretty well at that point.
Yeah, he was carving his way through the field. Yeah,
he was.
He was the man on the move in the first lap. He gained 3 or 4 positions, I want to say.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Very impressive.
Yeah, he hasn't lost it, that's for sure.
It was a shame to see him not finish, but, it's a tough love.
Tough love. Lopez missing the activation point for the attack mode twice. Now, his race ended rather spectacularly. I don't think he hit the wall, but
I think it was a suspension failure.
Something broke on his car.
Yeah.
Now, attack mode. What were your thoughts on this and the way it's implemented and the TV graphics, everything? What are you thinking about it?
I really liked it. I was a bit concerned. I thought it was very confusing to potentially understand in the run up to the race. I don't think it was very well communicated to fans.
No.
But yeah, seeing it on track in use, that really did demonstrate very well and showcase it very well. And I think it's a very good idea, in all honesty.
So did you know that it was going to be for 4 minutes at a time with the chevrons showing on the screen?
Yes, I did.
Okay, because yeah, I sort of missed that, and I actually wondered how it was going to work. So yeah, I thought perfect.
Yeah, I think it was very confusing to understand, but given an actual visual representation in a race format and race environment, it was a lot clearer.
And do you think it makes up for the strategy component of not having the pit stops with then the two uses? There were cars like Oliver Rowland who unfortunately had used both before the full course yellow, and of course all of the other cars could use their second boost under full course yellow, saving them time. Strategy element good for you?
I think so. I mean, I will miss Formula E's pit stops. That was one of my favourite things, watching teams practice pit stops on media day.
Yeah, mine too.
But I will really miss that. But I think it's got a lot of potential and a lot of promise, and I think it can deliver. I mean, we really saw that with the late safety car in the race, with Da Costa using his attack mode, and then Jev following, and that really cost Ambrosio as well in the final result. So it's a very strategic about when to use it. Very interesting.
I'm really excited by it actually. I think it'll go well in places where you won't get so much overtaking. Monaco's coming to mind right now. Yeah, that's going to be great. So,
I think that would be very exciting.
and I found it pretty easy to follow as well with the cars coming through with the blue lights on the halo. I loved that integration as well.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it was quite hard to spot the blue lights at times, but yeah, I think that's a fantastic way to implement, well, really use the halo for some purpose other than protecting someone.
Yeah.
But I really like that. Really, really, really like that.
Now, something I haven't thought of with teammates split strategies. Will we see people defending others if they're in the title fight, just going offline, getting the attack mode, and just,
Hmm.
you know, going past a car and then going slow?
I honestly haven't thought about that until this moment. Very interesting idea. But I think, teams will know what they're going to do.
Yeah,
Teams will know.
that'd be interesting. And what did you think of Mitch Evans? We're both fans of Mitch Evans, so we try and talk about him every single episode. What did you think of his race, finishing fourth?
I thought Mitch did a very good job. Finishing in fourth. Unfortunately, not that podium. It still marks Jaguar's highest on track finish, I believe.
Yes, I
Um,
think.
yeah, but very encouraging, I think. Very encouraging at the moment. I spoke to Mitch in the run up to the season, and very excited about what Jaguar has on offer.
Okay, so Chris, is Costa in the title fight after that showing? Your thoughts?
I think so. Yeah, I think he will be in the title fight, but I think BMW will have to do a bit of work because Techeetah were so strong. They were very, very, very fast in Aduria. So it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, we have the test sessions post race, so we'll see what they could gather from that.
Yeah,
And I guess we'll see in Marrakesh in January if they can continue that performance and pace.
it's going to be hard to wait till January.
Yeah, it's a very long way away. I think it's January 12th. I want to say
Yeah, that's the one.
January 12th, but it's a long old wait.
Yeah, oh, it will be. Just want more of the racing. Just want more of those Gen 2 cars.
Yeah, I can't get enough. The race was superb to watch. Superb.
So, the Constructors' Championship update. DS Techeetah with 29 points. And we've got the sole recipient of the 28 points. So, the win and pole, Antonio Felix da Costa. So, BMW, 28 points. We have Mahindra on 15. Nissan Edams on 14. Panasonic Jaguar on 13. And Audi on 6. Envision, Neo, Venturi, GOX Dragon, and HWA all with nothing. Yeah, perfect. That yeah, really sums it up. A lot of teams
Hmm.
quite close, and Audi nowhere, but picking up 6 points, and obviously BMW and Techeetah going well up the front.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Alexander Sims was running consistently inside the top 10 in the second BMW car, and he faced a lot of penalties in the race. I don't know all of what they were all for. I can't tell you right now. I'd have to look into it. But so many penalties. I think had Sims finished in the top 10, we would have seen BMW with the lead.
I think most of the penalties were due to there was a bump in the track, and so I think that was also what
The
happened.
power overshoot.
That's the one. Yeah, using too much power. So
Yeah, I
unfortunate.
mean that's what Jev and Lodra were penalised for. Ooh, overuse
Yes.
of power and regen, I believe.
Yep. So that'll
Uh,
obviously be fixed in the software
yeah,
somehow before the next race, and we probably won't see much of that going forward.
yeah. I mean, because of the lack of running with it being a new car as well, that problem did manifest for a number of teams in the race. I know Felipe Massa got a similar penalty, Sims as well. So it'll get ironed out in due course, I would imagine.
Yeah, they'll iron it out.
Yeah.
So driver of the day. Who is your driver of the day, Chris?
It's hard call, but I'm going to say Jean-Eric Verne. I think Verne really did impress. He started in 5th, battled his way up, took the lead, 2-second lead from Costa after that, then got his penalty, battled back through, and then finished 4/10 adrift.
Yeah,
And that was
pretty awesome.
Fantastic. Fantastic to watch, pleasure to watch. So
I'm going to go with Oliver Rowland, starting 14th, finishing 7th, and that was partly due to the fact he got a bit unlucky with the full course yellow and using both. I think Buemi, both Nissan cars had used both charges of the attack mode, so they both got unlucky. That was the only reason he was down there. So yeah, great race from him. Obviously, only doing one race before with Mahindra.
I think Rowland's a very attractive opportunity, well, attractive prospect for season 5.
Yeah,
very, very, very exciting.
I mean, Albon going to Formula 1 with Toro Rosso, he's just jumped in the car. He got quite a bit of testing, which was great. But yeah, it's just picked up where Albon's left off by the look of it.
Yeah, jump in and drive, essentially, and it was very impressive.
It was, yeah. So I'm interested to see where he ends up at the end of the year, because, yeah, great start by him.
I think it's very exciting to see him there. I can't wait to watch the driver throughout the rest of the season. I think I put this in a tweet after the race. Probably one of the most exciting drives on the grid, especially.
Absolutely.
So, cannot wait to see Oliver.
Okay, so in our prediction league, there's only myself, Nath, and Dan from Formula 1/E reviews on YouTube. So he got 6 points, and myself and Nath got 3 points. So he is in the lead. And I'll do some predictions for Marrakesh as well soon. If you would like to join us, there is still some time. Chris, is this something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, absolutely. I might as well.
Yeah, you probably come and destroy me and Nath as well. That's cool.
Why not? You never know.
So yeah, what we do is we do the Super Pole. In the case of obviously not having a Super Pole, it was the top 5. We also do the podium, and those two don't need to be in any order. It's just getting the guys in Super Pole and on the podium.
Right. Yes.
And the first retirement. You can send those through to hello@regenracingpodcast.com, Twitter or Facebook. So the test after the inaugural Saudi Arabia, Jaguar Ipace, Sam Bird was quickest.
Yes, he was, and his teammate Robert Friends topped the opening session of the day in the morning.
Now, why was that pace not shown on the race day?
Unfortunately, I'm not Sylvain Filippi. I can't say, but I think the lack of practice really did harm a number of teams, and
yeah, it seemed to. And we saw quite a few women driving the other car for most of the teams, I guess. Tatiana Calderon for Techeetah, Neo with Jamie Chadwick as well. Yeah, who impressed you?
I think Simona de Silvestro, definitely. Simona was the fastest of the female drivers, I believe.
And she was in the Venturi.
Yeah, she was in Venturi, so she raced in season 1. I want to say for season 2. She's raced in Formula E for Andretti, and
right.
Yeah, very, very exciting.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, I think it was a very good test bed. I think it's great to see in-season testing as well in Formula E.
Yeah, definitely. And do you have coverage of this in Motorsport Monday?
We cover it on Motorsport Week, which is our sister publication, which is also available for readers if you want to check it out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, definitely. Yeah, go pick that up. Go and find that there. So now we'll move on to the Marrakesh preview. An interesting track. Some long straights, some sweeping corners. It seems to me that this one's going to be quite flat out in sections. It's going to make for another interesting race. So this is back for the 3rd consecutive year. And I think last year Rosenquist picked up the win,
Yes.
beating Buemi. Having a look in my notes, that is the case. No Rosenquist. Buemi obviously decent at this track. Are we going to see Nissan come through, or will it be much of the same, considering there's quite a few corners and long straights that will show the Cheetah and BMW dominance?
I hope it doesn't rain in Marrakesh, in all honesty. I don't want to have to miss so many practice sessions once more and all those delays. But I think with more practice in Marrakesh and more on track time, the field might narrow up. I know Audi suffered from setup issues in preparation because of the lack of running. But no one knows really. I would like to see Sebastian Buemi do well. We haven't seen him on the top step of the podium since season 3 there now.
Yeah, disappointing. I don't think Renault had the car for him last season. Unfortunately,
No.
obviously Techeetah doing a much better job with the same powertrain. So, predictions. My predictions are as follows. For the Super Pole, I've got Jean-Eric Verne, Andre Lotterer, Sebastian Buemi, Evans, and Dillman. I thought Dillman showed enough pace to get there. Evans, because he's Mitch Evans, very quick. Podium, I've got Evans, Dillman, and Verne. By some miracle. Yeah.
Yes.
Dillman and Evans. Yeah, they deserve a podium. They've got the pace. I think they could do it.
I think Tom Dillman's a very, very, very exciting driver. I'm very glad that he's driving for Neo full time this season.
Yeah, I gave him at least one vote on the fan boost. I think I might have given him two, but Mitch Evans got most of those. And the first retirement, I'm going with Gary Paffett. So, do you have a quick set of predictions for us, Chris?
I think we're going to see DS Techeetah very, very, very quick once more. I think we'll see both Verne and Lotterer in Super Bowl. As for the others, who knows? I think Da Costa, Alexander Sims, and I'm going to say Pascal Wehrlein.
Oh, Pascal Wehrlein, he's a bit late to the party.
I think Pascal Wehrlein in the Mahindra will put it into Super Bowl.
And he'll beat D'Ambrosio on his debut, you reckon?
Jerome is a very good driver.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of polls online in this. Who will come out on top at Mahindra? Wehrlein or D'Ambrosio, and so many people have voted for Wehrlein. But Jerome D'Ambrosio is a top driver in Formula E. He's got so many podiums, he's won races, he's got a proven track record, and is very experienced.
I think he just he's a bit of a poacher in the way that he's in the right place at the right time, sort of thing. Like at Dragon last season, he just seemed to put the car where it didn't deserve to be, by the look of it.
Yeah.
And he was there when people would make mistakes, and obviously got that podium later on in the season. I can't remember which race it was, but yeah, great driver.
Yeah, very good driver. I was in Zurich when I filmed an interview with him in the run up to the race, and he was longing for a top 3 finish, and finally got that.
Oh, I'm really jealous that you get to talk to all these drivers, and you're at quite a few of the events. Obviously, living in Europe, so yeah, we'll have to have you on again and get some of your coverage.
That would be great. I would love to come on again. I've thoroughly enjoyed this.
Yeah,
so
hopefully we can get Nathan on as well.
that'd be great. Full house.
Yeah. So, where can you be found on the internet? Twitter, Facebook, and obviously Motorsport Monday.
So you can like my Facebook page. I have a Facebook page. At Soulsby Journalist should come up. On Twitter, you can follow me at Chris_Soulsby. And on Instagram, also using the same handle, which would be great. You can also follow Motorsport Week and Motorsport Monday just by typing that in on Twitter. So, fantastic.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. It has been an absolute pleasure. I've enjoyed this a lot. As a new podcast, we don't get to talk to many people. We've had a journalist from Formula E Zone, Sophie Barker on, but so you're our second guest, and yeah, thank you for joining me.
Well, thank you for having me. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. So,
Alrighty,
great.
so the Regen Racing Podcast, we are on Twitter, Facebook, and you can get in contact at hello@regenracingpodcast.com. We're thankful to our host, transistor.fm, and Blue Bottle Coffee keeps us charged. Thank you very much for listening. We will see you again.